So as we all know by now, Nick de Vries has become a big talking point in the driver market since his P9 finish with Williams on his debut race in Monza. Following that drive, it was confirmed that he'll be testing at the Hungaroring for Alpine during the break between Monza and Singapore, where he'll take the wheel of the A521. This was well earned, but more F1 action for him this season is now very much on the cards, as he released more information about his future in F1. But before we begin, if you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content, and you can follow me on Twitter at James_Formula1, and there'll be a link in the description. Now since his points finish in Monza, there's been 3 teams the Mercedes reserve driver has been linked with, that being Williams, Alpine and surprisingly AlphaTauri, and he's free to move to any of these teams, with Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff saying he no longer influences what happens in his career, adding he believes that it's time for the driver to be handed a chance to prove himself in F1. Now Williams was always going to become a team that de Vries would be linked with, given they wanted him at the last minute over anyone else in Monza, and on top of that de Vries put in a very solid performance for them. But it was reported that Alpine also became interested, and that's clear given the test he's taking part in with them. And on top of that, de Vries was also seen with Red Bull advisor Dr. Helmut Marko in Austria, suggesting a move to AlphaTauri. And now de Vries has confirmed talks with all 3 teams. In an interview with Humberto op Zaterdag, he was quoted as saying, "I've been in talks with Williams for a long time and I was able to make my debut there last weekend. That would be a logical step. Alpine I've been in contact with since July, and I will test for them in Budapest next week. And as the media had noted, I went to Austria to meet Helmut Marko. Those are the facts." So I think based on this, it's extremely likely that de Vries will have a full-time seat next year, and for me I could see it being with AlphaTauri. I mean, Pierre Gasly is currently the favourite to move to the vacant Alpine seat, and Red Bull will want a suitable candidate to replace him for the move to happen. And I don't think Red Bull would stand in Gasly's way if they found the right driver, and given Colton Herta is off the cards and de Vries has shown what he could do, I think a move there is more likely for de Vries. But this has been a crazy silly season and anything can happen, but as I say, I think AlphaTauri for now at least is the more likely option. Now I think de Vries probably thought his race in Monza was the only one he'd be taking part in this season. Well, it turns out that may not be the case, with him being lined up to race again at the next Grand Prix in Singapore. This is because of Alex Albon. Sadly, he fell unwell with appendicitis on the Saturday of the Italian Grand Prix weekend, which was when de Vries was called up to replace him. Since then, Williams reported that Albon suffered a respiratory failure following his surgery, which further complicated his recovery. Now first and foremost, I wish Albon a very speedy recovery. And in an update video he said he did feel pretty good, but admitted it would be tough to be ready in time for the Singapore Grand Prix. And now Racing News 365 is reporting that de Vries will travel to the Williams headquarters to have a seat fitting, so the team can have him fully ready on standby. And it's no surprise Williams would like de Vries to stand in again if needed given his performance in Monza. And I think him being called up quite early to have a seat fitting with Williams shows there's a real possibility that he could stand in for Albon in Singapore, given they're already preparing de Vries instead of feeling confident that Albon will be fit to race. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.